So I don't play video games very often anymore. I did pick up this game finally. Resident Evil Village. Okay, it's Resident Evil 8. I've played all the other ones. There might be a few Resident Evil games I haven't played yet. Uh, I don't think I completed Revelations 1. I have completed 2 many years ago when it was out on the PlayStation. I'm playing on PC now. I've got a PC rig. I'll never go back to console gaming. But thing is, I don't do a lot of gaming anymore. You know, there's this thing called life that hopefully at some point in your existence you're like, hey, I better start doing something else than sitting around. Unfortunately, most of my life involves sitting in front of a screen, whether I'm home or at work. There's plenty of days where I will just turn everything off and try to listen to nature outside, you know, just open my windows and try to listen to the rain and the wind and the crows, and I try to play my bass a lot. You know, I have a Hollywood commentary video that's got apparently 1,000 views. I think that must be the YouTube algorithms, or people are just ultra obsessed with movies to the point of no return. I like my bass videos a lot. I like doing those. I like music. Once in a while, I like to indulge a game. It depends. I might go a couple months where I'm doing a lot of gaming, and then I'll take like 3 or 4 months off at a time. I don't know. I don't think it gets up to 4, maybe 3, and then I'll go back to it for a month and a half. This has been a great game. I think this is my third play. I didn't finish the second one. It glitched out on me where he gets into this giant, like, you know, I don't know what to call it, this giant battle tank, and he's supposed to go up the elevator in it, and maybe I was running a mod or something, but the elevator ride just never ends. He never gets to the top. Anyway, this is technically my third playthrough, and I gotta say, it's a pretty regular-ass game, and it's pretty good, actually. In some ways, I like it a lot better than Resident Evil 4. Actually, a lot better. And it takes elements from that game, you know, but look, it's a pretty regular game until you get to this point. Man, some things are even too weird and freaky for my brain. And whoever came up with this shit has a very twisted mind. And I am not even talking about the dolls right now, man. Got nothing to do with the dolls. Let me just see what we got. Anyway, I wanted to get this game because I've been to Romania. And I know it's Romania because they use the currency of lei. And it looks like the Carpathian Mountains in the village. I don't think they're that massive, you know, not as big as the game is presenting. And definitely the Dimitrescu Castle looks a lot like a combination of Bronze Castle and mostly Palace Castle, which I've been to. I didn't get to see the upper levels of the Palace Castle. I got to see all of everything I could inside Bronze Castle. And I'll tell you about that. It was built in the 12th century, and people were very short back then because the doors, like the top of the doors, came up to my chin, and I had to sort of bend down to go through them, kind of like Lady Dimitrescu has to do when she's going through doors in this game. I've already defeated her. I'm actually up against, I think, the most insane and malevolent of the 4 lords in this game. You know, there's 4 bosses you got to go through. And this one is insane. This part of the game is nuts. Now, if there was a mod where you could not have this thing appear, this thing that's going to appear soon. I got to figure out what I've got here. So, silver key, scissors. Oh, you know what? What do I have? Did that. What else? Scissors. Oh, okay. Anyway, Romania is a great place. The people are very nice. They won't smile at you unless you smile first. But you show a little bit of, happiness, or you smile a little bit, and it goes all the way. I mean, they're really nice people for the most part. Watch out at night, though. I had a prostitute following me around who wouldn't leave me alone, and she kept showing me pictures of, like, hot girls on her phone, but I realized there were two thugs, following us. I'm like, this girl wants to take me to an alley so I can get mugged, because I'm an American, right? That happens to you, and I didn't get mugged. I just kept walking. I left her behind, but, I knew what was going on. I do not know what the fuck is going on here, though, man. This is nuts. This is some creepy Silent Hill shit here. Tell you what. Oh, it gets better. If you haven't played this game, man, your imagination cannot fucking comprehend what's about to happen. It really freaked me out when I played this, and I haven't been freaked out by a game in quite some time. I mean, it did kind of like make me go, what the actual F is this? So, yeah, back to Romania. It's a great country. I had a nice time. I wanted to go see the northern country a lot, and
It'll be fine. 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 It'll be fine.
anyway, I wanted to go see the northern country because it's very beautiful. And I spent most of my time in Bucharest, not to be confused with Budapest. That's over, where is that? Hungary. So, yeah, Bucharest. Okay. I studied Romanian before I went. I'm not going to try to speak it right now, but I've been, after like, I don't know how many years, let's see, 3 years. It's been about 3 years, because I was there from, like early September until mid-October of 2018. And I spent a lot of time trying to study Romanian, and I was okay with it. I wasn't like fluent. I only know how to say basic shit anymore, but it's not conjugated like the other Romance languages. It is a Latin language like Italian, French, Spanish, Portuguese, right? Romanian. But it's mostly a spoken language, so it doesn't have the same rules applied in grammar. But you can learn it, if you have the mind to learn another language. I learned Spanish. I'm not fluent at any of these languages. I studied a little bit of Italian. Probably the most I studied is Spanish and Romanian, though, and Romania is cool. I mean, I love those castles. The Palace Castle going inside is truly stepping into another world. I mean, you get into the main entrance, and it's this low, overhanging ceiling that goes up these stairs, and then eventually opens up into this huge open area, and it's even more spectacular than anything in this game or any Resident Evil game. Um, but what I like about the Pelage Castle, which I'm not in right now, this is called House Beneviento, and it is a freak show. This is a freaky place, and it's about to get a lot worse. A lot worse. Uh, I knew something weird was going to happen when I saw this shit, but even my mind couldn't really imagine what these people decided to create here. So it's a pretty straightforward game. You know, you're in a castle for a long time, but the Dimitrescu castle is it's like a giant version of the real Pelage castle with some elements of the Braun castle a little bit, but uh, in the real thing in the castle Pelage, everything inside is like hand engraved, and you got all of this old armor and swords and daggers. I mean, just huge loads of them, and they're all like mounted in big circles where they're making like multiple crosses into this huge. I don't know. You just look it up. Just Google it. Pelage Castle swords, actual knight armor from the time. The knights aren't very big either, but you know, mostly in Bronze Castle, you're going to find the smaller figure stuff. In Pelage Castle, it's not that old. It's only, I think, maybe the 1800s somewhere it was created. Um, the Pelage Castle now, Bronze Castle, is notorious for being Dracula's castle. He only spent one night there. Pelage Castle was built well after his time, so it has nothing to do with him. There was another castle, I can't remember its name, and I wanted to go see it, but they told me about Ursh. I think they're called Ursh. Yeah, bears. They said there's too many bears, we don't take tourists, and they said it in English. I'm like, okay, well, that sucks, because there is a castle, and it was bombed in World War II, and so mostly destroyed, but you can go up there anyway, and there's this peak, and that's where supposedly Vlad Tepes had a wife or a bride who threw herself out down the cliff because she thought she would be invaded and killed by Turks. Um, anyway, this peak overlooks everything, and he could see where Hungarians were coming from and Turks coming from the south and anyone else. They were basically fighting off everybody at that time. There were German merchants scamming people, and Hungary. I don't remember exactly what was going on with Hungary, but I think Vlad try, you know, Vlad 3, Vlad Tepes. He was fighting a lot of people at the time, and he didn't have people impaled, but I think he mostly had them killed first, where the Turks, it was actually their invention, and they always did it to people alive. It was said a lot of bad things about Vlad when it turns out Romania cut off financial ties with Germany at some point, and they decided to sort of decimate uh, Romania's history by making all these wood carvings and stuff that Vlad was a cannibal drinking blood, and um, he did have people impaled as revenge. It said that he had poor people. He killed all the poor people in his kingdom. That's probably not true either. He did persecute a lot of merchants who were scamming people. They were secretly in there destroying Romania's economy. He had a kingdom to run that was all messed up. And anyway, I got to learn about all that, but I think I really enjoyed Pelage Castle. I mean, if you had to choose between them, yes, Braun Castle is old, but it's it's a cool place. It's in Transylvania, which means a place between the mountains. That's what it translates to, and it is. It's like warm farmland. You can see the mountains all around you. I got to go to another town called Brashov. They have the town's name up on a hill in like Hollywood lettering. Brashov. Look that up. The sh pronunciation is not sh. It's actually a special character in Romanian, an s with a comma under it. But a lot of times Romanians won't write these attachments to letters, you know, because they know the word and they know how to pronounce it. So an English speaker is left wondering what the hell's going on. You know, is this a regular S or a, the special Romanian one? I don't know what to tell you. It was a pretty cool trip. I got to see this black church. You can't go in, but apparently it burned, and it's just remained black ever since. That was pretty cool. That was in Brashov. And there's this huge town plaza. It's just like this huge court. I don't know what to call it, but it's like the center of this huge place. It's really amazing. For me, it was going to the other side of the planet, basically. I'm all the way on the west coast in Oregon, and so the climate is similar in Romania, but it was definitely warmer. I thought I was going to need all this cold gear, and I wound up just wearing a t-shirt and light pants every day. Even in October, it was pretty warm in Bucharest, but I don't know, maybe the northern country would have been a little cooler. I was afraid of frostbite. That did not happen. It was like 80 degrees even getting into October, and I really enjoyed it. It wasn't really exciting, but it was relaxing, and it was amazing to see these things and to hear everyone around me speaking Romanian. It's always cool when you study a language and then you go to that country and everybody is speaking that language around you, and for me it was absolutely wonderful. Again, I just spent a lot of time in the parks in Bucharest. They have these really cool parks. I wish I remembered the name of these parks. There was a small one, and I went there and I read the book Hannibal, because right before leaving I also read Silence of the Lambs. So I read the book Hannibal in the park in Romania. What are the parks? What are they called? Anyway, the small one, I would go into this nice little area secluded away, and it was just this beautiful little place. And I'd read Hannibal. Then I went over to this giant park. They actually have Michael Jackson Street, and they have a little silhouette of Michael Jackson and a little engraving. I guess maybe he visited there. I don't know. And they have this huge park, and they had free rock concerts like every weekend. They just had free rock concerts, and they were really good bands, and some of them were like Romanian folk metal, but they weren't corny and stupid. They were actually really good. You know how you get like folk metal, and I don't know, I think it's corny stuff, just it's kind of lame, but these people did it really good. It was genuine. And then they had some like 80s metal bands that were kind of funny. And they had a bunch of new bands, but it was all rock and stuff, and it was like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Like almost every weekend I was there. People stay up late and party like every night of the week. The town will smell disgusting. They're doing something with the sewage system from like 1 to 3:30 a.m. Otherwise, I just had a great time there, even though I didn't do a lot. But I went to this massive park. It's a huge park, and it wraps around this giant lake. Now, the lake itself is disgusting. There's dead fish everywhere, but, people aren't shy in other countries. They're not all, like, locked up like people are in the United States. That, people are very genuine. you're gonna meet shitty people everywhere you go, but I'm talking in the sense that like people over there were pretty cool. You know, you have romantic couples everywhere, kissing, making out in parks of all ages, and I experienced that when I went down to Costa Rica as well. I've been there twice. That's a completely awesome place. There's a lot more activity, I think, in Costa Rica because you know there's just more to do. But you know, if I could fit another trip to Romania in my life, I'd do it again, and I'd see the northern country, the beautiful country up there, um, that's shared with the border of Ukraine, and it's actually a specific region. It has a name, and I forgot the name. Maybe I'll do another video like this, and I'll just update the names. Anyway, let's get on with this crazy, creepy shit, man. I've been holding out on this because this is about to get weird, and I don't know where to go. It's just about to get insane. So, if you haven't played this game yet, spoiler ahead. This has been the most insane part of the game. It's the darkest part, and after this, it goes back to being a generic game. It's like generic Resident Evil, but not as stupid as 6. You know, I liked 7. 7 was pretty good. It didn't get this bad, what we're about to see. 7 didn't get this bad. Almost. And then after this part's over, it goes back to being virtually regular, run-of-the-mill Resident Evil bullshit. So, here we go. Okay. I forgot what to do, and I really don't want this thing to get me. It's just gross what happens if it does, man. Alright. So I gotta open this breaker box and get a fuse. And then... Okay. So... Fucking shit, man. I cannot see shit. This is just a fucking nightmare. These little shitheads. They're all mean. Okay. This place. Fuck this place. I just have to go over here. Alright, so I have to get some shit here. I gotta get some. Oh, thank Okay, so I've done a bunch of puzzles up to this point. And I mostly it was just taking apart that stupid doll, getting some things, and then finally you pull a piece of film out of its mouth, right? And then once I did whatever the hell I did, I got was I don't remember. Oh, I got that key from the well, and that's when this shit happens. Um, I'll explain what's going on later. Oh my god, fuck this shit, dude. I know, I'm a full-grown ass man getting freaked out by this big game, but this is just some twisted fucking freak. Jeez. Okay, that wasn't me screaming like a bitch there, but if I was in this situation, man, I probably would. Fuck. Just kind of run. This guy cannot run fast enough, man. Alright, where do I go? Where the fuck do I go? Give a shit, where do I go? Where the fuck do I go? I want out of here. Ah, God. It's not gonna let us fucking leave, man. Get the fuck in the elevator, you fucking douchebag. Sorry. This video is definitely not made for fucking kids, man. I will tell you that. Alright. Oh, yeah. It's so funny.
Don't leave. I can't let you.
You're still alive, huh? Before my friends murder you! Tick-tock! Your life's on the line.
Wait!
Try and find me.
If you're not quick enough, you know, bad things happen. These things start twitching like little crackheads. You know, I don't give a shit. As long as that baby doesn't come up here, I don't really care. This game is pretty cool about starting you back at a reasonable point. Like, if I die here, I'm not going to have to worry about having to deal with the baby again. See, they're squeaking out. I can't find her for some reason. Oh my god! Okay. Jeez, where did she... So they attack you. Oh my god. This woman is insane. Okay, she is perfectly insane. Yeah, it was never this difficult before.
Everything would be better if Rose wasn't
Fucking monster.
Rose is this guy's daughter, and baby's been kidnapped, taken to this village of freaks, man. I mean, I like this house. It's pretty nice, and it's a nice location. I'd live in a place like this, minus the giant demon babies and crackhead little dolls. Look at this shit, little squeakers, man. Look at it, little red-eyed freak. Got some background dialogue going on, like, I guess maybe it's like memories or something of the...
You do this to Rose too.
I think it's always the same places.
You're never going to get out of here. Stupid idiot! What are you doing to my cute friends?
It's over. Mia, I'll make things right. What? Good. I need to get out of this place.
You think? For some reason the camera's very, very slow when examining things. I don't know how to fix it. Okay, I got the
That's who's
four-wing.
behind all this?
Yeah, some crazy ass bitch.
That makes two.
Crazy witch bitch there. She's dead. She's got some treasure. I guess that's the treasure. I mean, I wouldn't ever want to see that thing again. I don't think I'd ever take it with me. But whatever. So this is her house. I mean, that would be pretty sweet, you know? I kind of wish we could see that little gazebo or whatever it is back there. He could fall off the edge here, but you don't get to see much outside. The windows are all fogged up. Let's see, does he have... He's got all his stuff back. So basically, this woman had a parasite in her, and it mutated her, and these flowers around the place were sort of infected with this weird pollen from the giant parasite under the village, apparently. And so her thing was that she was able to send signals to the pollen, and her entire estate is surrounded with these flowers, so anyone who comes here inhales the pollen and is subject to her mental insanity. Everything he witnessed in there was pretty much a hallucination. And so, you know, until he killed her, right? He wasn't really stabbing the doll, he was stabbing her. And, yeah. I've never actually gone back to see if the baby was still there or not. And, you know, call me a wimp or whatever, but I don't think I'm going to. I think that place is best left alone. So, yeah, there's like this blood or whatever all over the walls. And Romania is not like this, by the way. Not once did I find a place in that country where I found anything this creepy. A few little creepy places here and there. I thought maybe a vampire in some long coat and big skinny fingers might step out into like a creepy alleyway or something. I did see some places where there were some very poor people. I mean, they make the poor people here in my neighborhood look rich, you know. And I felt bad about that. Some level, I didn't really lend much of a helping hand. Actually, I didn't help them. You know. For the most part, though, people are pretty well-to-do. It's not a third world country. It's a pretty nice place. I did have a bad encounter with one person in particular. Some girl I met online, and I met her in person, and I'm pretty sure she stole my phone. She wouldn't show me the inside of her purse, you know, even from a distance, you know. I'm almost positive, because another girl said that's what some people do, and when you're an American in another country, man, you know, you gotta watch yourself. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you everybody's out to get you, right? That's just not exactly true, but like when I was in Costa Rica, I had to tell them. This is bullshit. Let's see. Really? These guys are just gonna survive Magnum shots now, and they're gonna stumble toward me. Yeah, go ahead, reload. What is going on here? And he doesn't move. Yeah, my phone was gone. Fortunately, I didn't have any, like, extremely valuable information on it. I did have to spend the next two and a half days calling the bank and changing the passwords to a shitload of things. I know it locked, so she couldn't get in unless she reset the phone, but I wasn't taking any chances. I reset everything. I didn't see any vampires or zombies, at least if I did, man, they were in disguise, right? It was a great place. I'd go back. But there's a lot of world to see, you know. The only thing that holds me back from going there again is like, well, what if I want to see Australia or the Great Pyramids or something? Yeah, I don't understand people who are like, I'll never leave my hometown ever. I fuck the world. Like, you do not have a fucking brain. I'm sorry. You don't. Oh man, where is that thing? So if there's a ball you have to get and put it in here and solve this. I don't know where that ball is. Anyway, I think I'm done. Shit's going on to 41 minutes now, so. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. I thought I'd show that to you because it is definitely the freakiest part of the game. And, you know, back to the village.